Better than ever, friend. How's Getafe? You don't know. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Alex. Good morning, Vero. Good morning, Alba.
Sorry, teacher, the microphone was off. I thought I was talking to you and nothing. Everything is okay. Thank you, my friend, for asking.
Okay. My regard to your family, George.
Thank you very much. As well for you.
Okay. Good morning to Alba, Alex, Celia. Good morning to Jose and Laura and Maria del Prado. And good morning to Vero. Good morning to everybody. What a beautiful day. A little bit cold, maybe, for my taste, but maybe it's good for the rest of you. I don't know. Another day in paradise. Let's begin by checking our homework. So everybody go to the student's book, page 110, and let's see the vocabulary of this unit 10. I'm going to show you the page for you to remember. Here it is. Arrive, get, and reach. This is what we studied in class, and I'm going to remind you the main characteristic of these three verbs, which are very similar in the Spanish translation. Because when you look up the meaning of these three words or verbs, because they are verbs, in the dictionary, they coincide in one of their possible translation, and this is the one we are using in unit number 10, when arrive, get, and reach are used to mean llegar. Because you know that get has many other uses, but only the case when get means or is a synonym of arrive. First of all, first things first, arrive is a regular verb. Reach is another regular verb. In past and past participle, we use ed. In the case of reach, we use d in the case of arrive. But get is irregular, so the past and past participle is got. Many years ago, it was very usual to say simple past of get, got, and the past participle gotten. But nowadays, gotten is not very commonly used. Some people use it, maybe you see it, but it's not very common. Get, got. Well, this is the first characteristic. What is the second important element that you have to keep in mind? That these verbs, even when they have similar meaning, there is a little difference. Arrive is in regular normal condition. Get and reach, principally reach, implies that the arrival to the place was not very easy. You had to make some effort. It was a little bit difficult, principally reach. That's why we use reach when we want to imply that the arrival to the place, whatever it is, was not easy. Reach. Get, sometimes also. But there is no big difference between arrive and get, in meaning. You can use them indistinctively. Reach, effort. And now, the other big difference is the dependent prepositions. For example, arrive. Normally we use arrive at, and that's why you say, yesterday I arrived at the office a little bit late because, see, arrive at. But when you arrive not to the office, not to a building, not to a regular place, but when you arrive to a city or state or a country, we change at for in. They arrived in Madrid. We arrived in France. My parents arrived in Florida state. See that? So arrive in for, I repeat, cities, states, countries. At for the rest. Get also uses a dependent preposition. This is the preposition to. Get to, get to, get to. Get to the office in past got. I got to the office at 10. They got to the supermarket late. See? Get to, get to, get to. Reach doesn't use any preposition. Reach, nothing. Reach the office, reach the supermarket, etc. Okay? Prepositions are important in your exam. And finally, there is a problem with the words home, here, and there, because these three words doesn't take any previous preposition. So in the case of arrive, if you are going to use the destination home, you have to eliminate that. Instead of saying arrive at, you say arrive home. Arrive here, arrive there. In the case of get, which also always uses to, but if the destination is home, you have to eliminate to. Get home, no get to. Get here, get there. Interesting, I think. And the homework was dealing with this, was connected with this. Exercise number 1, page 110. Nothing out of the ordinary happens when the three options arrive, get, reach to the store. I grab the bread, some milk, and other things on the list. Friends, what was your answer for this exercise? Was it arrive, get, or reach? Can you give me your answers? Aha, for Celia is arrive, for Alba is get, for Maria del Prado is get, Chris get, Laura get, Gemma get. Well, get is the correct answer, friends. Yes. Why get? Because you have to the store. Yes, Alex. Yes. So, exactly, Celia. You have the preposition to, and this is the dependent preposition of get to. Now, number 2, the plane was late taking off and has only just 3 options at the end. Arrived, got, and reached. What do you think is the adequate? Arrived for Laura, reached for Alba, Maria del Prado reached, and for Alex reached, Jose arrived, for Chris arrived. Well, you see, difficult. We have different opinions. Gemma arrived. Well, in this case, the appropriate is arrived, right? The plane was late taking off and has only just arrived. So arrived is the perfect here. Now, in number 3, when they arrived, got, reached the top of the mountain, they were unable to see anything due to the thick cloud. What is the adequate here to the top? Reached, Gemma, reached, Laura, reached, Chris. Yes, friends, correct. This is the usual verb for top of the mountain. Maria, Alex, and Alba, you all are correct. Very good. Yes, Jose. Yes. Thank you, Celia. Reached is the perfect in number 3. And now let's go to exercise number 2. This exercise here, I'm going to make it bigger. Exercise 2. Complete these sentences with arrive, get, or reach in the correct form. In some cases, more than one answer may be possible. Number 1. Stop writing when you have 190 words. What do you think is the most appropriate here? Reached, Alex, in past. Very good. Maria del Prado reached in past. Celia reached, ed. Very good. Yes, Jose. Yes. Laura, correct. Gemma, correct. Yes, friends. You all are correct. Reached. Now, number 2. The traffic was so bad that they didn't to the concert till after it had been started. What is the verb here? Get for Laura, get for Maria, get for Alex. And Alba get, and Jose get, and Gemma get to. Yes, very good. You have to is get. Very good. 3. She's driving home and she'll phone me when she's there. when she there. Arrives for Laura, arrives for Vero, arrives for Alba, arrives or gets for Maria del Prado. You are very smart, Maria. Arrives Chris, arrives Gemma, arrives Alex. Very good. Jose arrives and Celia arrives. Maria del Prado, you have the maximum marks. There is one of the words that doesn't use previous preposition. So in this case, you can use two. You can say gets or arrives there, and both are acceptable in the exam. Congratulations, Maria del Prado. Number 4, what time do you normally blank to school in the morning? Get Alba, get Laura, and Vero get, yes. And Alex, get. Chris, get. Celia, get. Correct. Get is the correct answer. You have two. Yes, very good. Two. So it's get. When they blank at. This is very easy. We have the preposition at. What is the verb? Arrived, Jose. Arrived, Alba. Arrived, Laura. Yes, in past. Very good. Arrived, Maria del Prado. Arrived, Alex. And Chris arrived. Excellent. Very good. When they arrived at the hotel, they went straight to their rooms. 6, when you blank the end of the road, turn left. Reach is for Gemma, reach for Alex, reach for Laura. Yes, friends. Yes. Yes, reach, Alba. This is the perfect choice. Vero reach and Maria del Prado reach. This is the perfect verb here. Now, exercise number 3, which was the end of the homework. Let's go to exercise 3. Complete the sentences below with an adverb, for example, finally, adverbial phrases, for example, in time, on time, safe and sound, from the box to form collocation with arrive. Well, in reality, what the exercise 3 wants to teach you is that there are collocations with arrive, not with reach or get, no, with arrive. And these are the collocations with arrive. For example, number 1, Mom was worried that we might have an accident because of the snow, but we arrived home blank, much to her relief. Much, this is a key, much to, eso es una clave, much to her relief, para su alivio. So, how did we arrive home? What is the expression for you? Safe and sound, Alex, safe and sound, Jose, safe and sound, Maria del Prado, yes, friends, yes, safe and sound, Alba and Laura and Gemma, safe and sound, sano y salvo, or in the plural, sanos y salvo. Okay, very good. That's a collocation. We use it a lot, you know. Please arrive safe and sound. Please arrive safe and sound. Lleguen sano y salvo. It means be careful. For example, if you are driving, drive safe, please, etc. Number 2. Sandy was late for the refreshments, but he arrived to hear the speeches. Let me tell you something. Wait, hold your horses. How do you say in Spanish? Esperen un segundo. In time, on time. In time means a tiempo, con tiempo suficiente. This is in time. And on time means puntual. On time means puntual. Yes? So what is the option here? On time or in time? In time for Gemma. In time for Alex and Maria, in time. For Jose, in time. Okay, in time is perfect. In time is perfect here. In time to hear the speeches. 3, the airline has a great reputation for punctuality, with 90% of flights arriving, how? Arriving on. Very good, Jose. On time, Laura on time, Alex on time. Yes, puntualmente. On time, Maria del Prado. Very good, friends. Correct. So arrive on time, arrive in time, arrive safe and sound. Expressions that we use a lot. Now, number 4, the train that'll be arriving blank at platform 13 just 2 minutes after the scheduled time, blah, blah, blah. What is the answer in number 4 for you? Shortly for Laura, shortly for Maria del Prado, shortly for Jose, shortly also for Alex and Alba and Gemma. Yes, shortly. Normally we translate shortly in breve. Yes, Celia. Shortly in Spanish is en breve. Now, 5. Uncle Kamal arrived blank in the middle of lunch, so we had to set an extra place for him at the table. What is the word? Arrived, unannounced Jose, unannounced Alex, unannounced Celia. Yes, yes, sin anunciar. Unannounced Maria and Gemma and Vero. Yes, perfect, perfect. Now, this is another expression. Yes, Laura, to arrive unannounced. We were very late because of the traffic, and when we arrived, the shop was closed. Finally for Laura and Alex, finally for Alba. For Gemma is finally, and for Jose the same, for Maria del Prado the same. Finally is correct. Very good, friends. I don't know what your experience was, but the intention, I repeat, the intention of this vocabulary on page 110 is to improve your language. We do nothing if after this lesson we forget about the topic. Bad thing. You should, whenever you have a chance, one of these evenings that we cannot leave home, study again the differences between, or among, I'm sorry, is among, arrive, get, and reach, and observe these collocations with arrive. Arrive safe and sound, arrive in time, arrive on time. Yes. The use of shortly. We will be arriving shortly. Estaremos llegando en breve. See, we use it a lot. They arrive unannounced, my God. Llegar sin aviso previo. Don't do that. Okay, good. And now what? Listening, friends. We are going to do some listening now because listening is something that really worries me according to the result of previous exams, you know. Because listening is difficult, right? Don't think that listening is difficult only in a foreign language. No, friends. Sometimes listening is difficult in our own mother tongue. Sometimes it's difficult to understand what people are saying. So imagine in English. And more, imagine in English with a weird, strange accent. Terrible, terrible. If you add that the questions in Cambridge are a little bit, how can I say that in order not to be offensive, a little bit bad intentional, you know, it's a difficult exercise. That's why I train my students a lot. I try to use some listening in every class. In every class, I used to practice some speaking, something that is being rather difficult these days because I don't see your faces. Yes, I don't see your faces because if I am in a classroom, I see your faces and I know if more or less you can answer. And I always demand speaking. But listening is a real problem. So let's practice listening. You have the listening exercise in this, here. In exercise listening part 1, you see part 4. This is part 4. So in the exam, this is the technique or the format that they are going to use always in listening exam part 4. You see. So it's the kind of interview. It's only one conversation to begin with, only one conversation, and the person is going to be speaking about the topic, and you have to be attentive to answer the questions. Here they are exactly, in this exercise, they are exactly 7 questions. So Imagine that this is an exam. It is not. It's an exercise. But imagine that, because I love self-evaluation. So imagine that this is an exam. You need 4 correct answers in order to pass. But before the listening, observe exercise number 1 because it's interesting. I normally omit these little things, but here I consider that it is perfect for me for speaking. So what I want you to do is to meditate and answer orally using the microphone. Don't write it, because if you write, I'm checking writing. I don't want to check writing. I want to check speaking. We don't have many possibilities of speaking English. So let's take a chance. Let's take advantage. The question is, why do many people prefer shopping centers rather than local shops? That is, why do you think that many people prefer going to a shopping center or a mall? In America, we call these malls. Why do you think that many people prefer going shopping in malls rather than going to Preciados and walking Gran Via, visiting different shops? Why? Opinions.
Me, for example.
And who is me?
Laura.
Okay, Laura. Thank you, friend. What's your opinion, Laura?
I think that the people prefer the shopping center because the different shoppings are together in the same place,
Yes,
and normally the shopping center are an inside
a building.
local building, yes,
Uh-huh.
and the weather is not an important factor,
Yes, yes.
and
And
you have the different restaurants near the shoppings.
excellent. You, Laura, you mentioned 3 elements that influence a lot for people going to shopping centers. Yes, you mentioned 3. I'm going to repeat your ideas. Laura said, advantage of going to a shopping center instead of going to local shops. Number 1, you have a lot of different shops in the same building. So you have one shop here, another. You see, the second, according to Laura, all the shops are inside a building. So you don't have any problem with the weather. If it is raining, no problem with that. You don't get wet because you have a ceiling over you to protect you. If it is snowing, no problem because you have inside a building. You see, so the weather is not going to spoil your shopping. Echar a perder. It's not going to spoil your shopping, right? This is another big advantage of shopping centers, that the weather inside the building, it is always going to be good, right? Not very cold, not very hot, good. And the third advantage, according to Laura, is that if you are shopping and you feel hungry, there are a lot of coffee shops, restaurants, and pubs inside the building, inside the shopping center, where you can eat something or drink something. Perfect. 3 advantages. Laura mentioned 3 advantages. Do you see any other? No more? There are more advantages. Think of the parking, friends. Imagine that you go to buy or to shop to Madrid. You have problem parking your car. Yes. If you find finally a parking lot, a garage, you have to pay. However, if you go to a shopping center, there are a lot of spaces for parking without paying a cent. This is another big advantage, right? So this influences a lot on families, principally families, because if you are single, I mean, you are not married, you don't have children, maybe you go here or there. Maybe you prefer going to Cadiz for shopping in Cadiz, or you go to Miami to, but when you are married with children, shopping centers are perfect. Why? Because the reasons that Laura mentioned, all these reasons, that is, I need to buy a teacher for me, my wife has to buy whatever, a dress, and we have to buy shoes for children. Everything is inside the shopping center. It doesn't matter if it is raining or snowing. Inside the shopping center, the weather is wonderful, right? I go with my family to the shopping center, and I can buy the shoes for children, the dress for my wife, and my teacher. Besides, if we want, we can do the shopping. I mean, we can buy the groceries in the supermarket, because normally there are supermarkets inside the shopping center. When we finish doing the shopping and buying the clothes and shoes, if we want, we can have lunch in the shopping center, because there are, I repeat, restaurants, coffee shops, etc. So you can have lunch there without moving. And then finally, if the children want to play something, there are many playgrounds inside the shopping center for children to play and entertain themselves. And if at the end of the day, you and your family want to see a film, there are cinemas inside the shopping center, so you can spend a complete day inside the shopping center without getting bored. See that? I am telling you all this because this is a very repeated questions in your oral exams, right? The advantages and disadvantages of shopping center. But what could be a disadvantage? Do you see any disadvantage of going to shopping centers?
Hi.
Hi. Who are you?
Celia.
Hi, Celia, friend. How are you?
Fine.
A question, Celia. Are you taller or shorter, or are you the same as 2 months ago?
What?
The question is, are you taller now or the same size?
The same. The same.
Because I haven't seen you in how many days? I think it's a month or more than a month.
Yes.
Yes, imagine that. And you know that young people grow a lot in 5.
But...
Not your case.
Eh?
Not in your case.
No, in my case, no.
Okay, Celia. You wanted to tell me maybe a disadvantage.
Yes, I find go to a shopping center so stressful for me, because there is a lot of people and a lot of noise, and I feel very stressful.
Yes, I agree with you. But you know, Celia, not everybody think the same, you know. But I feel this, and you know another problem, well, problem, it's not a problem, but it's my problem, is that I feel bored in shopping centers because all shopping centers are similar. Not in the shape, no, that they have the same gardens and no, but
No.
the same shops. You know, you can go to
Sí, esas cosas.
exactly. Yes. You know that if you go to any shopping center in Madrid, you are going to find H&M, Primark, and Zara, and the same shops. There are not special boutiques or something that in which you see special products which are different to the rest. No, it's the same with the same prices, the same products. So sometimes I feel a little bit bored in shopping centers, but I don't want to criticize that because it's normal. If you go to the United States, it's just the same. They are trying to change that, you know. I noticed the last year that I went to Florida, they are trying to change the malls with more trees and trying to make things different, but the same shops, the same food, etc., etc. So sometimes it is boring, but I don't want to say that because even with this problem, with a lot of people, principally on Saturday and Sundays, a lot of children running, you know, from one place to the other, driving you mad. But anyway, I think it is an advantage in general, the shopping centers, uh, because sometimes when the weather is so bad and you have no place to go, well, this is life, yes, you know.
It's the only
Thank you, Celia, for your contribution. And now, friends, this is the moment of the listening. I want you to concentrate on the 7 questions that you have on page 110. They are 7. I'm going to give you 1 minute. Use it for you to read the questions, read the answers, and if you need, use the dictionaries. 1 minute. In 1 minute, we begin the listening, right? Come on. Dictionaries time. Well, friends, let's listen and then, as always, there are 2 repetitions, right? While you listen, I will try to send you to the WhatsApp group the audio in case you want to repeat it individually. Listen. Good, friends. Now, listen, these are the two repetitions we usually have in real exams, etc. But I sent you the audio via WhatsApp group. You have it in your WhatsApp group. I'm going to give you 2 extra minutes, but only 2 minutes, no more, for you to revise it again, listen to it again, right? Answer the questions. In 2 minutes, I will check the answers, right? Use your WhatsApp audio. Okay, let's check the answers. Have you finished? Good, Alex, you finished. Very good. And the rest, can we check the answers? Can we check it? Good, Laura. Thank you very much, friend. Felia finished too. Excellent, excellent. And Vero, and who else? And Gema. Perfect, friends. Let's begin checking. It says, where is the shopping center situated? A, B, or C? What is your answer? Thank you, Maria. What is your answer? A, B, or C in number 1? For Maria del Prado is B. Celia, B. Alex, B. For Vero, B. Chris, B. Alba, B. Jose, B. and Gema, B. Right. You have 1 mark because B, on the edge of the city, is the correct answer in number 1. Now let's go to 2. The location was chosen because A, B, or C. Opinions. B for Jose. C for Maria, C for Alex, and for Celia is C, Alba C, Chris C. Yes, C, it was easy for people to reach, is the answer in number 2. 3, what's the main attraction of the shopping center? A, B, or C, opinions? Number 3, letter. B for Gemma, B for Alba, B for Maria del Prado. And also letter B for Alex, Chris, and Laura Diaz. Yes, letter B is the answer. It's attractive to the whole family. Number 3B. 4. Kevin particularly enjoys the shopping centers. A, B, or C. Opinions in number 4. A for Alex, A for Celia, Alba, A. For Vero is A, for Ainhoa is A, and for Maria del Prado is A. Yes, A is the correct answer. Feeling of luxury. 5. Salim says families argue when they go shopping because A, B, or C. 5. What is your letter? For Alex is A, for Celia is A, for Alba is A. For Ainhoa is A, and Chris A, Laura A, correct. A, they don't enjoy the same things is the correct answer in number 5. 6. How are the shops organized? A, B, or C? In 6. C for Laura, B for Alex, C for Maria del Prado. For Alba is letter B, for Celia is B, for Chris is C. For Jose, B, and Gemma, C. The correct answer is B. Each section of the center has a variety of shops. 6B. 7. Final. What innovation does Salim describe for making shopping easier? A, B, or C? Opinions? Well, for Alex is letter C, similar to Alba, similar to Celia, C. Jose, C. Chris, C. The same Ainhoa, letter C. And Maria del Prado, C. Gemma, C. Yes, yes, letter C. Automatic delivery system is the correct answer. Conclusion, friends. In number 1 is B, in number 2 is C, in number 3 is B, in number 4 is A, in number 5 is A, in number 6 is B, and in number 7 is letter C. Correct. So they are 7. Self-evaluate. If you have, 4 correct answers, you are passing this imaginary listening, but we continue with listening. In your WhatsApp group, I send you 2 things. It was my mistake, I should have waited, but I send them together, and this can confuse you. I want you to analyze now the listening, which is part 3. You will hear, this is what we are going to do now, friends. This is on page 47. Check it out. I sent you 2 different texts, but now we are going to do the listening. It says paper 4, listening part 3. You will hear, this is next exercise. I'm going to give you a minute for you to read everything in case you need to use the dictionaries, but just 1 minute. In 1 minute, we begin. Now, let's listen to people speaking. This is the characteristic of listening part 3 in your exam. There are 5 different people speaking. Speaker 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then when you hear what they say, you have to select what is the topic of their conversation, A, B, C, D, etc., etc., etc. Right? You have to make a decision about this. It's not easy, so pay attention. Listen. That's the end of part 3. It was an exam, you know. It was an exam last year. It was the listening, part 3, in the mock test number 4 after unit number 8 last year. I'm going to give you 2 extra minutes because sometimes I know the answer of 1, 2, 3, but I don't know exactly the answer of number 5 is an example. So I'm going to give you 2 extra minutes, and in 2 minutes I will begin checking your answers. Come on. Feria finished, Laura finished, Vero finished, very good, and Alba, and Natalie, and Alexu, everybody, and Jose, and Chris, and Ainhoa. Very good, Maria too. Thank you, friends. Let's check it out. Gemma finished. So let's check the answers of this exercise. Well, let's begin with speaker number 1. Speaker number 1. What do you think is the letter for speaker 1? A, B, C, D, E, or F? Well, very good. For Maria is letter D, for Alba is letter F, for Alex is letter F, Chris F, Laura F, no, Laura B, Gemma D, Natalie D, Jose F, we have all the options, and Vero letter D. Well, I want you to know that according to Cambridge, speaker 1 refers to letter F. I would prefer to have more freedom. So everybody check it out. Speaker 1, letter F. So if you have a chance at home, listen to it again and check it out. Speaker 2, what is your letter for speaker 2? Laura D, Alex B, Chris B, B for Alba, B for Maria del Prado, and B for Celia too. And for Natalie B, Gemma B, friends, B is the correct answer. Yes, letter B. I was able to settle into a new area. This is speaker 2. Now let's go to speaker number 3. What is the letter for you? A for Celia, A for Alex, A for Chris, and for Alba, A, Maria del Prado, D, Laura Diaz, A, and for Vero, A, Gema, A, Jose, A. A is the correct answer. I made a mistake there at first. So in speaker 3, letter A. 22, speaker 3. What is the letter for you? Sorry, speaker 4. I'm sorry, speaker 4. E for Alex, E for Celia, and Chris, E, yes. And also for Maria, E, Alba, E, Ainhoa, E, yes, yes. E is the correct answer for speaker 4. E means there are more benefits than disadvantages. Finally, speaker 5. What is your answer for speaker 5? Celia, D, Alex, C, Ainhoa, C, Chris, C, Maria del Prado, C, Alba, C also. Yes, friends, yes. Vero, C, Gema, C. C is the correct answer in speaker 5. I had no choice in the matter. Self-evaluate the work. Remember, speaker 1 is F, speaker 2 is B, speaker 3 A, speaker 4 E, speaker 5 letter C. These are the correct answers in the exam. Perfect. Very good. Now, let's go to the workbook. Everybody, workbook, page 43. Let me show you the page. Workbook, page 43. This page here, 43. Yes, 43. Because we have another listening here. Workbooks, page 43. We have a listening on this page. The instruction says, you will hear people talking in 8 different situations. This is the characteristic of listening part 1 in your exam. 5 different situations always. Well, I repeat. You will hear people talking in 8 different situations. For questions 1 to 8, choose the best answer, A, B, or C. So I'm going to give you 1 minute, friends, for you to read the 8 questions, 8, and their answers, because maybe there are words that are new for you and you need to use the dictionaries. So I want you to use your dictionaries before we begin the listening. 1 minute, kids, 1 minute. Very good, friends. Do you need another repetition? Is that okay? Is that enough for you? Ah, good, Jose. Thank you. Thank you, Alex. Good, Celia and Vero. Very good. Thank you, Chris. So I think, Gemma, yes, okay, I know, yes. Very good, friends. Let's check the answers. Listen to me. Don't say anything, right? I'm going to give you the answers. And now at home, in silence, nobody needs to know. You check it out. If your answer is right, you give a mark to yourself. If your answer is incorrect, later we are going to check it out. Just why, right? But in silence, don't tell anybody. It's a secret. In number one, you hear a woman talking to her son. Why is she talking to him? According to Cambridge, it's letter B, to make a suggestion. Letter B, number one. Number two, you overhear a teenager talking to a shop assistant. What does what does he want to do? A, get a refund. Number 2A. 3, you overhear two people talking. The woman dislikes C, people not being polite. 3C. 4, you hear the following on the radio. What does the man do? According to Cambridge, number 4 is B, give some advice. 4B. 5, you hear two people talking about their holiday plans. What do they agree about? Cambridge considers that letter C is the perfect answer. How to carry their money. 5C. 6, you overhear a woman talking to a friend. The woman thinks the shop assistant was, according to Cambridge, letter B, helpful. 6B. 7, you hear a teenager talking to his friend about buying clothes online. What does he think is the main advantage? According to Cambridge, A, you can get a good price. 7A. 8, you hear a message on the answer phone. How does the speaker feel? According to Cambridge, letter C, optimistic. So in number 1, B, in number 2, A, in number 3, C, in number 4, B, in number 5, C, in number 6, B, in number 7, A, and in number 8, C. Now, is self-evaluate your work. If you have 5 correct answers, you are passing. And if you are not passing, because you know that cheat happens, in that case, don't tell anybody. Keep it in silence, only you and you. Correct. And now what, friends? Now, let's go to page 119 in the books. Let's go there. In the student's book. Student's book, page 111. Next, this one. Because we are going to deal now with these vocabulary phrasal verbs. Observe the phrasal verbs on page 111. Very important, friends, very important for your language. Take over, pull in, cater for, hang around with, chill out, to be up, pop into, wear out, good down on, come up against, come up with, and pick up. What is the first activity you are going to do now? First of all, you are going to use your dictionaries. Very, very important today. And you need to know the meanings of these 12 phrasal verbs. Maybe you know 1, 2, 3, 4 better. But if you don't, use your dictionaries. And once you know the meaning, copy the meanings in this book. It's important to remember this in the future. And match the phrasal verb with the definitions with letters, right? For example, I can tell you that takeover, number one, matches with letter J. J. Take control of or occupy. So number one, letter J. Continue with the rest. I'm going to give you some minutes, right? I will check it in some minutes. If you finish before I tell you, send me a message. Well, friends, we have to do something because look at the time. I'm going to help you with this. Listen. Number one, takeover is connected with J. 2, pull in A. Cater for G. Hang around with H. Chill out L. Be up to letter K. Pop into letter D. Wear out F. Cool down on C. Come up against E. Come up with I. Pick up P. This is the order. And let me talk about the homework. Observe that in the WhatsApp, I sent you by mistake a text. Check it out, please, a minute. The title of the text is Charles Dickens. Aha, Celia, very good. Charles Dickens, Childhood Experiences. Well, this was part of the mock test 4 that we never took after Unit 8. And this is the part 2 of Use of English exam. Use of English, part 2. You see spaces in blank, and they give you nothing, no clue, no key, no ideas, nothing. You have to fill in the blanks using your knowledge of English. This is part of the homework. The other part of the homework is exercise 2, page 111. Exercise 2, page 111. And this is all for today, friends. We finish our class. We finish classes this week. See you next week with a lot of rush, a lot of energy and things. I need you to have fun, which is difficult these days. Relax and do the homework, friends. Thank you very much for your effort. I really appreciate. See you next week. Bye-bye, friends.